Hello. Hello, everybody. Glad to be back. Sorry, missed last week. We were on the ferry crossing back from Denmark to Germany, which is where we are now, and we're absolutely loving exploring all of the really cute towns. Hello, Maren. So we've just, let me just tell you where we are. We're in a place called Kassel, but we've just come from, I have to remember, Quedlinburg. You know Quedlinburg? Maren is from Germany originally. Quedlinburg it's almost like stepping into a film set of Hansel and Gretel. It's the most amazing thing. Just 16th century, perfectly preserved, colourful buildings of all shapes and sizes. And oh my God, it's like a little fairy tale. Yes, Kassel is in the middle. So this is just where we've stopped for tonight. Kassel there is a castle that I think we're going to visit tomorrow. But yeah, Quedlinburg is a thing. Check it out. It's absolutely amazing. It's just, I was like, oh my God. As I was walking around, like, oh, I have to film everything. So there will be a YouTube channel about Quedlinburg. And also the place we were in before that, which was, hold on one second, I can't remember the name of any places. I don't know what's going on. Well, I've never been able to remember the name of any places. Oh, phone, help me. Okay, so I have a million Quedlinburg places. This is Goslar. Goslar. Do you know Goslar, Maren? Goslar is another fairy tale place. It's amazing. It's like, it's just cute. It's just cuteness personified. Absolutely amazing. Hello, Jill. Hello, Natalie. Thank you very much, darling. Lovely to see you. Well, I'm not seeing you. Oh, that's I've never been, but my mom, is that Gosling? It's just gorgeous. It really is gorgeous. It's just pretty. There, it's amazing. So there we are. So this is what we're doing. We're exploring fairy tale Germany at the moment. So hurrah for that. All right. So hello, Marietta. Lovely to see you. Okay, let's have a look. Good stuff. Okay, so we're going to start off today with Sarah Taylor, because Sarah was first. Okay, so Sarah's question, they're having a good time. We are having a good time. We have been very lucky with the weather, I have to say. Since we've got back into Germany and we've been heading south, the skies have been the most amazing blue, and it's been actively warm. It's been gorgeous. So that's great. It just started raining tonight. That's all right, because we're snuggled up in here. Right, Sarah. Michael, and I'm so stuck in life. When will this end? Okay, let's see if we can help Sarah. Okay, let's have a little look. Okay, this is for Sarah. So, Sarah, I think what you're asking for when you ask the question is probably a time scale. And tarot doesn't really work like that. And what tarot will do is, when I draw the card, it's going to tell you what needs to happen in order for the stuckness to move past. Okay, that's how tarot is going to interpret your question. So we're not going to give you a time scale. What we're going to do is we're going to give you the means by which for it to end. All right, which is actually better because it kind of puts you in the driving seat. So when will this end? Okay. So we've got the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is transition. So the good news in all of this is you're not stuck. So that's good. For sure, you're going slower than you'd like. And that's pretty common in life normally. Because when we feel like we're not going anywhere, often it's because we're just going slower than we're comfortable with. Now, anyone who knows this card, there are lots of tarot students on the call. The Six of Swords is a card called transition. And what it's telling you is you have a journey to make. So what's happening at the moment in your journey is that you don't want to be making it. And that's the problem with the Six of Swords. It's a journey that you don't want to make. So whatever it is you're doing at the moment in your life, I'm just gonna run with this. I'm guessing you're doing it because you feel you've got to. There is a resignedness to this card, okay, which is not fun. However, the good news with this is that you will get to the other side of it. And when you get to the other side of it, you'll get a different view. So now look, obviously this is a big question for one card to answer. Okay, that's just a fact of life. So if we were going to do a more in-depth reading, we would explore options, we would explore why it's taken so long, or we would explore what the destination might be. But basically, this is a journey that you have to make. It's important that you make it because it's taking you from one type of thinking to another type of thinking. We're in the Suit of Swords, so it's all about your thinking and your emotions at the bottom of it. So we're floating across an emotional landscape, and it's our thoughts that are guiding the way. So you're going to have to come to a different conclusion about your solutions. You're going to have to think differently in order to get you from here where you are to here where you are now in the next phase. Sarah, you're not stuck. You're in process and you're not there yet, right? But I want you to look at that. Tell me if this resonates with you. Whatever's going on in your life at the moment, it feels like a grind and it feels like you're just doing it because you've got to, and you don't feel engaged with it. So I think there is new inspiration that has to happen here in order for you to get from here to here. Also, another aspect of this card that you need to really bear in mind is part of the problem is you don't know where there is. Where is there? So you're saying you feel stuck. Well, where do you want to be? Where is this destination? You know it's not here, but where is it? What does it look like? What might it be? That's part of the process. Knowing where you're heading, knowing what you want. I bang on about this all the time. What do you want? Where do you want your life to go? And that's really important, and that's part of the process. So I hope that's a bit of help. I know it's a big question. It's just one card, so we have to try and dig into the card as much as we can for as many answers as we can kind of pull out of it. So I hope some of that makes sense to you and maybe you can use it. And of course, if you want a more in-depth reading on that, you know where I am. But hopefully in the meantime, that is that's useful to you. Good. Whoa, we're off to a big start, aren't we? So now we have Mariana. Hello, Mariana. Lovely to see you. What awaits me this month? Let's have a look. Okay. What awaits Mariana this month? The month of September. Let's see. Oh, now that's interesting. So what we've got actually quite a similar, well, it's not similar, it's related, kind of related energy. Now that doesn't really surprise me. Now we all know we've been through this blood moon eclipse, right? And the blood moon eclipse is very much tuned into releasing patterns, new beginnings, and you know, new solutions, right? And release of old stuff. All of these big cosmic events help us release what we no longer need. And this Ace of Swords, Mariana, is going to be useful to you this month. So it is an awareness. It's going to be an understanding of a truth. And that understanding of a truth may well, sweetie, not be entirely comfortable, because new thinking, which is what the Ace of Swords, never is comfortable. However, it's really, really important that you get on board with it, because whatever this realization is, this is a potential of an answer. It's a potential of a way to solve a problem. It's a potential for you to think differently about something. And that this month is going to be gold to you. Okay? You may not want to think differently. And that's the problem with this card. The problem, the card tells us, is not the problem. The problem is how we're thinking about the problem. That's the problem, because we don't want to think differently. So when you get this insight, which you will, make sure you don't disregard it, right? Because it's an opportunity, and that's really important. It's an opportunity of insight to enable you to solve an important problem in your life. Good. That's really good, actually. That's a kind of shunt. That's the universe. That's life giving you a bit of a push from behind. We like that. That's really lovely. Okay. Let's have a look. What have we got? Lovely, lovely. Natalie. Is there any change coming up for me? Okay, let's have a look. I've got you up next, Jill. Okay. So this is for Natalie. Natalie wants to know what she can expect regarding changes this coming month, specifically. Okay. Well, you've got a strength, so I'm probably going to say no, Natalie. And strength tells you that this is all about endurance now. It's not about change. So this is an energy which is fluid. It's a fixed card. However, if we look at this card, we will see this guy is not passive, is he? He's not passive. What he's doing is he's aligning himself with what he wants. So therefore, I think if it's change you're looking for, let's just say it's inherent in the question. If it's change you're looking for, You need to know what you want that change to be. I would always counter caution with just asking for change. Because here's what happens when you just say, I just want change. The universe and the powers that be say, hurrah! Natalie's given us the keys to the kingdom. Let's just break what we don't like, what isn't serving her, and let's just kind of like shift her right over here. And sometimes when we do that, it can feel really jarring and it can feel really discombobulating. And ultimately it is for the best, but it's better if we can be part of the process rather than handing over all the power to the powers that be as a big old lump. So this card, Strength, is asking you to align yourself to what you actually want. And that shouldn't be as vague as change. There needs to be something more focused at the back of it. So don't be just strong for the sake of it. Make sure you're focused on what your big picture is and your why. That's really, really important. This month, that will serve you best. Okay? Hope that's helpful. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So who have we got next? We've got Jill. Hello, Jill. Good to see you, sweetie. Can I have a card on finance, please? Yes, you can. Okay, so Marin, I've got you up next. Okay, this is for Jill. And this is advice regarding finance. Let's have a look. Ooh, well, that's actually quite cool. We like this. This is the King of Wands. So, Jill, you're a tarot student. You know the King of Wands is a master energy. The King of Wands is taking control. And I would say this is about you building some sort of business. This is what the king is doing. He's affecting his external circumstances. The King of Wands comes up in two, for me, other tarot readers on the call may have different feelings about this, but depending on the subject of the reading, he comes up in two guises for me. Either, if it's a relationship reading, he comes up as a bit of a player, and he's a bit of a, it's a bit like the Fonz, right? Like Medallion Man. Or he comes up as the entrepreneur. Now, he comes up as the entrepreneur because he's quite innovative. He's very creative, and he's the master of that. So he can lead the way because he's a king. He doesn't follow anybody. He leads the way, and he creates something which is going to, take the lead in some way. And this is taking the lead in your life. This is being really confident and not being scared to be visible. So I think confidence here and taking action and taking control and being really creative in the bigger picture, right? Now, there may well be creativity involved. This guy's a guitarist, right? He's the rock star. So he's already mastered his guitar. Damn it, he's mastered it. Now what he's doing is he's using that guitar to play to audiences, to create a whole thing. He's selling albums, he's doing concert tours, he's selling merch, he's doing everything, all because he mastered his guitar. So he's now going out from his own energy and he's creating stuff in his environment. And there is your King of Wands. There you go, Jill. Easy. Just be a rock star. Simple, isn't it? But nevertheless, it does tell you that confidence is all, and confidence to create what you want to create that can actually go out and change your situation. All right? Cool. We like the rock star. I like the rock star. I'm married to a guitarist, so I must like the rock star, mustn't I? Okay. What have we got? We've got Maren next. Lovely. Hello, Nat. It's lovely to see you here. I'm glad you're here too. So this is Maren. Maren, I'm wondering whether in my job I will ever change institutions. Okay, let's have a little look. So, let's see. Okay. What should Maren prepare for regarding her future in the institution in which she's working at the moment? Well, that's interesting, isn't it? We've got the Two of Cups. And it's an interesting answer, isn't it, to that question? Because it doesn't look like it answering it directly. But I think if we're gonna look at the Two of Cups, we have to look at the idea of a trade. And it's telling you that, so the two is always a decision, isn't it? The two is always an entry level. So we are always exploring potential in every tarot two. We're exploring potential. So this is telling you that yes, you have the choice, Maren. That's the point. Your question is, will I, which is a yes/no question. And what is this is telling you is you need to look at the relationship that you have to where you work, and you need to ask yourself, what do you need to know about the connective and emotional trade? Are you on the same page? Do you and the institution feel the same? Do you and the institution have a connection that goes beyond the purely transactional? Do you have something that goes a bit deeper? Are you in alignment with what you both believe in? If the answer at any point is no, then it's probably time for a change. So it's just asking you to look at that. It's asking you also to look at the relationships within the institution, not just the institution itself, but who you're working with. So all of those emotional connections, all of those relationships, whether it be with the larger institution or whether it be with the people who you are connecting with, they're going to inform your decision. And all the time, you're looking at the potentials around those and whether or not there is the right trade, because it is a trade. Even in a relationship, it is a trade. Are they giving you as much as you're giving them? And that will give you your answer. And it will tell you when and if the time is to move. Because I think it's not telling you that you will. It's just telling you what to look for in order to make the right decision. Okay? Good. Hope that helps. How does that sound? Does that resonate with you? I hope that makes sense. Great stuff. Natalie, can you pick a card for your daughter? Natalie, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, at the moment, I have quite a lot of questions. Obviously, I don't know how old your daughter is, and obviously your daughter hasn't asked me to read for her. So at the moment, I'm gonna pass that by. If we get to the end of the live and I've got time, we can revisit. Okay, but at the moment, sweetie, I'm gonna pass it. If you want to just reword the question and just give me some context for your daughter, because obviously I don't know how old your daughter is. She might be 6, she might be 18. I just don't know, and I kind of want to know what I'm dealing with. All right, so you can reword the question. If I've got time at the end of the live, then I'll look at it. All right, but I need to work through the questions that I've got in the meantime. I hope that's okay. Hello, Karen A. It is awesome to see you. Fantastic. All right, lovely. Hello, John. Good to see you too. Yes, John, look, there you go. There's my man. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See? Go, John. You see, interestingly, I saw John's name and what came into my head, don't forget to like and subscribe. John has programmed me now to think in the right way. And I'm very grateful to John. I am too for that. Excellent. Lovely Marita. Well, darling, I'm sorry you have to leave, but you can always watch it afterwards. Great stuff. She's 30, finishing masters and would like some direction. Okay, darling. Well, that's fine, Natalie. I will have a look at that at the end of the live, if that's all right. That's good. John, running with the new club is going well, as I said it would. Well, that's great. All good. I think that's all perfect. I have, okay, so I have a couple of WhatsApp messages. Is this the right phone? Yes, it is. Just have a quick look. So I've got Warren. Warren had just sent me a message. Okay, a card for the coming week, please. Of course. So this is Warren. Just a card for the week. There you go. Hello, Tracy. Lovely to see you. There we are. All right, Warren, what have we got for you for the coming week? Let's have a look. It's like a club here, isn't it? I wish we could see everybody. It would be really nice if we could see everybody on the live. It's a kind of a shame we can't, because we're all getting to know each other, aren't we? It's rather nice. Okay, this is for Warren. Okay. Well, it's not the most exciting card ever, Warren, I gotta tell you. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles. So this is the wait and see card, isn't it? It's the now is not the time for card. So couple of things with this card just to remember. It often feels like there's not a lot happening, or we're just caught a little bit in like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen next. So it's asking you to look at what you've been putting in place. This is a return on investment. So what you've put in place and what you're doing and what you've been tending to and what you're doing, that will play out over time. Okay, which is really good. It's just, it's not time for that to happen now, but it doesn't mean it won't. And it's like fair return on investment, and that's what it's talking about. So even though you can't see it now, you'll get the fruits of whatever that labor was further down the line. All right, so this week is a sit it out week, I'm afraid, and just kind of like hold the space and see what happens. Good. Lovely. But you don't have to, I just want to say also with that card, you don't have to do nothing. So while whatever's going to play out next is going to be at the result of what you've done before. So also what will play out ahead of you will also play out in response to what you do. So keep on just kind of like, keep on investing, keep on going. You're going to get the results on previous work, right? In maybe the week after or something will come up. But don't just do nothing, because this card is return on investment over time. So you do need to keep going with it. Right? Excellent. Lovely, lovely. Tracy, they're all basically saying that the fact they're here is all your fault. So I'm happy for you, Tracy. I'm happy you're being held accountable. That's really nice, isn't it? Thank you, darling. So because Tracy is such a great team leader, let's get Tracy a card for the week then. No, there we are. Ah, lovely. Okay. Okay, so guidance for Tracy over the week ahead. Well, we've got the Nine of Swords, Tracy. We're always, I guess, happy to see the Nine of Swords. Maybe it does tell you. So what is this? This is basically just resilience, isn't it? Okay, so it's gonna say that this next week is probably gonna feel like you've taken a few punches. You are not down. You are not going to be knocked out. It is not, you're not in a 10. You're holding the space. You might feel like you just let, oh God, it may feel like it's getting to the point it's a 9. It's a very personal experience. You got that card today as well. That's quite funny. Let's put that up. So that's obviously an important message for you, right? So make sure you look after your energy, because you're going to need it. Look after yourself and make sure that you conserve something, because you're going to need something in reserve. If you're going to have that resilience, you're going to need to make sure that you're prepared, because that's what this is. He's taking a bit of a breather on the ropes, but he's still got another 4 rounds to go. So make sure you look after your energy, Tracy. You know, it's all to play for. It's okay. We're all in agreement. Perfect. Okay. Let's have a look. So, all right. So I've just had Michael Wookie on WhatsApp. What have we got here? I've got 2. I've got here Odrone. I hope that's how we pronounce it. And then we've got Twin Soul. Okay, and then we've got Michael Wookie. All right, should we buy a house? Okay, let's take guidance. Let's see. We got some card. Look at that. I was shuffling. Well, I think this is probably, should you buy a house? Well, I think it's a tricky time, if I'm honest. Um, I don't think this is an entirely green light. If I'm honest, I wonder if this is entirely the right time to buy a house. This is feeling a little bit punch drunk, isn't it? It's feeling tired. It's exhausted. It's not saying never buy a house, but if I was going to give you advice based on this card, I would say not now. I would say just take a pause. I would say build up your energy, build yourself up to the point where you're calm and when you're confident and when you're kind of feeling like you're in a solid position. This, I'm going to be honest with you, doesn't feel like a solid position. The thing is with this card is that because there is a degree of exhaustion in the energy, it means that we've got nowhere to go with it, really. And if anything happens that is a knockback, we're gonna be really struggling. So, or Johnny, I think the answer is not now. Wait till you feel stronger. Wait till you feel that you've got this a bit more than maybe you have at the moment. Think, step back, allow things to stabilize, and wait till you're feeling a good deal more confident. If this was a 6, we'd say go for it, right? Even if it was a 7, we might say, yeah, you can take this on, fight it. But I don't think this is the right time. That's my personal opinion on that card, sweetie. Okay. All right. What have we got here? We've got Twin Soul. Can I have a guidance card reading? Yes, you can, of course. Okay. Let's have a look. So, what is the guidance for Twin Soul for the coming week? Oh, okay. So this is the 8 of Wands, and it's a very non-specific card. So if this was guidance, Twin Soul, basically it would be 2 words, and those 2 words would be hurry up. So it's a speeding up, it's an escalation, it's things moving quickly, and you need to get on board. So wherever the energy is heading, it is gathering momentum, right? There is a momentum that is happening energetically, which you can't do anything about. So just get a move on. So whatever it is you're doing, or you're maybe you're hanging back with something. I mean, obviously we've got one card. It's quite curious when we get a card like this because you don't know what it's referring to. But if I had to go purely on instinct, I would probably say that maybe you're going a bit slow with something. Maybe you're hanging back with something. Maybe you're not leaning in absolutely 100% to something that is in process already. Get on the train. The train's moving anyway. You might as well just get on board with it and get going with it. So take action. Speed is the name of the game here, Twin Soul. Feedback to me what that means to you, because obviously it's a kind of disembodied reading. We don't have a person in the card. It's purely energy in motion. So we have to work out exactly what it's referring to and what the context is. Okay. Right, so we've got Cassia next. Yeah, I will. I've got Michael Wookie next on the list. Let's just type Michael into the... This is Michael. I keep hearing my ex is coming back through signs. Okay, let's just... Well, whoops. Okay, well, let's come back. There we go. That's the question. Hello, love. Great to see you. Okay. All right, Michael. So Michael wants to know, well, he's at. So Michael's full question was, since the eclipse, I keep hearing my ex is coming back through signs, etc. Will she? All right. Let's take guidance on that. And let's see. Okay. So you got strength, Michael. And which it's a tricky one, because it isn't saying yes and it isn't saying no, but I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't lean in to a satisfactory romantic outcome. So when you got strength, it's like we have to endure, so we have to kind of tough it out through turbulence. So when I asked what you needed to prepare for in regard to your ex coming back and we get strength, what we've got here is we've got has my screen frozen? Shit. Hold on. I don't know if you can actually hear me, guys, but Jeff?
Yeah.
I haven't got the other internet here. Could you help?
Should be. Put it on.
Can you hear me, guys? We can hear you. Okay, so my tech help is coming.
It's on.
I've got no...
It's on.
Okay, I've got two of them, but I haven't got the other one.
It's two of what?
I've got sorry guys, we're trying to get our internet sorted out. I've got Koba and Cepha, or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
I thought we were supposed to have the other one.
No, that is the other one.
Okay. All right. Well,
Koba's the normal one, and the other one is the backup one.
Okay. So guys, can you see me now, or is it just is the visual still stuck? Visual still frozen. Right, okay.
So the other one then.
All right, hold on one second. I'm going to try a different. Let's try this one. Okay, can you see me now? Are we okay? How are we looking? I have no way of knowing. Yes, you got me. Yes? Okay. We're all right at the moment. Okay, good. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. All right. So, right, Michael. I think you need to be very, very cautious with this, because I'm going to tell you now that even if your ex is going to come back, it isn't going to lead to the outcome that you want it to. Right? I just don't think this is the way to go. I wouldn't even be convinced that that is going to happen. And of course, the trouble is inherent in the statement, "Will she come back?" is the assumption that coming back means that it will be all great again, if it ever was great. I think you need to manage your expectations, Michael. If I'm honest with you, strength does not bode well. All right. Thank you, Warren. I'm glad we've just lost the lights, but never mind. So, Michael, I know that's not what you want to hear, but I think you need to be careful, right? I think you need to be careful with that. Okay. All right. So let me see. What else have we got here? That's that. What else? Did I have another question here, or shall I go back to my WhatsApp list? Have I? Is there anybody's question I haven't answered on the list so far? Let's scroll back. Oh yes, Cassia. I knew there was somebody. And Love. Okay, Cassia, you're next, and then Love. Great stuff. Cassia, I'm starting my unfair dismissal case and would like your advice. Of course. That's fine. All good. Let's have a look. So Cassia would like guidance on her unfair dismissal case. If you can hear rustling in the background, it's the tech elves.
Tech support.
It's tech support zooming around in the background, trying to put the lights back on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is for Cassia. Okay, well, this is really good, Cassia. I know it doesn't look like a good card, but it is a good card. Oh, look. Could you just press that one as well, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. See, I have to, and that one, and that one. Thank you, dear. See, Jeff said today that he was going to go off to the bar while I was doing the live. He said, "Oh, I'll go off," and then he went, "Do you know what? No, I'll just stay here. You know, maybe you need me. Maybe I'll just stay here and read my book." So he didn't go, and thank goodness for that. So, Cassia, this is actually quite encouraging, because what this says is that whatever your anxiety is, whatever your fear is, it's not going to be that bad. It isn't. And what it's telling you to do is not to be scared, because this is the nightmare card. This is the card that wakes us up at 4 o'clock in the morning with all the bad stuff in the world coming down on our heads. It's the primal fear card. But the message of the card tells us that that's not true. Our brains are coming up with the worst possible scenarios to sort of try and prepare us. Doesn't work, by the way. But by feeding us what we fear most, it thinks we might be able to protect ourselves. It's not true. What you fear is not true. So walk forward with confidence, right? Don't let fear make your decisions for you. Really important. Okay? All right. I hope that helps. That's good. That's encouraging. It's very encouraging for a scary looking card, isn't it? Great stuff. Okay. So so this is love. Career guidance. Yes, you can. Absolutely. So let's have a look. So career guidance for love. Okay, let's have a look. Well, we have death, and death is change and endings. So career guidance tells you it's very simple. Now is the time for a change. Now is the time to let go of the old stage, of the old chapter. And while that may not be exactly wonderful, it's actually a good thing. And I wonder what it's like drawing a line. So love, obviously I don't know what your circumstance is, but whatever this is, it's asking you to let go of something in order for something new to come in. And while we cling to what was before, while we want that again, then we keep ourselves stuck. So what this card is asking us to do is to completely allow what is now. So just go, okay, stop. Let it all go. And now bring in what's new. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to just try and recreate the past. It does have to be something new, something better. Okay? So there's your career guidance. It's time for the next stage, but it needs to be new and better, not just a rehash of the past. Really important. Okay, I hope that makes sense, love. See if that resonates with you, and if that, hope that's useful. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. What have we got down here? Lots and lots. Okay. Love says, I've been going through a major transformation. Yes, you have. That's good. Well, that's good. Open and ready is good. That's really good. Okay, lovely. All right. Okay, Natalie. I will draw a card for your daughter, and then I've got a couple here on my list that I also could get to as well. That I don't want to just leave those there. So, all right. So this is Natalie's daughter, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a guidance card for her. I think you said you just finished her master's, I think, didn't you? Let's ask what Natalie's daughter needs to put her attention on next for her best next steps. So let's take guidance for her best next steps. Okay, let's have a look. Guidance for her best next steps. Good. All right. So whatever has happened before, there is elements of that I think, which she is carrying with her as negative baggage. And this card, the Five of Swords, is a card that leaves a bitter taste. So whatever it is that's happened that hasn't worked out, or she has felt she maybe hasn't been treated right, or there's stuff that she feels has affected her path in some way. And she carries that. She carries that with her. So here's the thing about this card. You can't fix it. It not possible. You can't make it go away because it just is. All you can do is make a decision how you're going to move forward and who you are. If she lives with that as a contributory factor, right? It'll be the worse for it. She must not, under any circumstances, imbue the future with the past. So the past must not travel with her. She must draw a line, let it go, and go, right, who am I? That was then. That happened. Can't change it. It's crap. Let it go. I don't care anymore. It's done. That's not who I am. That's not what life is. That's not going to define me. I'm going to make my own plans, make my own rules, do it my way. All is well. I've got this. It's really necessary that she does that. And I think that this thing that is being carried with her, it's not easy. Get that. It's not easy. But if she can do that, if she can make that transition into being who she knows she should be, knows she is, right? Then she'll get to where she wants to go. She won't get there if she carries this with her as an instruction manual. This is not what life is. This is not what her future should be. This is not useful to her in any capacity whatsoever. Okay? Tell her that from me. Say, Tarot Reader Janice said, so it must be true. It is true. It's really important, and it's really important on her path as well. Okay? Because it could ricochet down her timeline and cause damage. Really, really necessary that she stops it now. Okay, good, excellent. Well, that was important, so I'm glad I did that, because that was important, and I hope that really helps. All right, lovely. You remind me of Ariel the mermaid with your hair. Yes, I could do that. I could be Ariel the mermaid. No one's going to take my voice, though. That's for damn sure. All right, what have I got? I have got Lena. This is an important one. I really want to do this for Lena. Okay, right. Okay, let's see. Forward. Great. Let's put this up. Hello, Sharon. I see you. I'll get to you next. Let me just pop this one up. This is for Lena. I've done so much healing. Why can't I move forward? Okay, good. Good. John, you haven't asked me for a card today. Shall I choose a question for you? Okay. this is for Lena. Okay. So this is a tricky one, and this one comes up quite a lot. You'd be surprised. We do all of this healing work, and we do it, and we do. Yes, Karen hasn't asked either. This is true. Karen, you're sitting there very quietly in the background. Maren's got your number, Karen. Okay. All right. So this is Lena. And it's an important question. And I think it's just, we can, this is an important issue, because a lot of the time people come for readings with me and they've been on a healing journey. This is what a healing journey is. And it's almost like they're stuck in a healing loop and they can't get out of it. And the healing journey becomes the point. So we're just going to keep on healing the same thing and never call it done. So I'm interested in this question because this is a question that actually comes up a lot. So let's take a guidance card for Lena. It's a big question. I hope I can answer it with one card, but let's see. Page of Cups. So there are two aspects of the Page of Cups which I think are really important in this question. One of them is the answer lies in childhood. And so we can't heal. It's a strange thing. Many years ago, I worked as a hypnotherapist. I've worked at so many things, but I became a qualified hypnotherapist, not because I wanted to be a hypnotherapist, but because I'm fascinated by the subconscious mind and how it works. And here's something that I found out on that as part of that training and that learning with people. We cannot heal our adult selves when the child is still broken. And that's a problem, because the child at the back in the subconscious is calling the shots, because the broken child is like a ghost trying to perpetually heal something that can't be healed, because the adult is already operating through those rules. So two things, Lena. First of all, it's going to be important that you go back and look at a better relationship with your childhood self. That child has to learn how to be happy. And that's really important, to go back and learn how to be happy. And so it's almost like we're concentrating on putting sticking plasters on things and, healing chakras and doing hands-on healing and all of this stuff. And all of that is just not working, because ultimately this child didn't learn how to be happy. This child just learned how to survive, and happiness is secondary. So how can that child be happy? That's the key to all of this. So what we do is we take ourselves back to a younger version of ourselves, and we relearn how to connect. We relearn how to be happy. And that it's not about going back into the trauma. It's about being really gentle with ourselves and taking ourselves back to a more innocent state and finding out where that went wrong and then doing it differently now. How can we be happy? What would have made me happy? What would it take to make me happy not in a grown-up way, in an innocent way. And that's where the answer lies. Now, look, this is it's a one-card reading. It's not, you can't fix it with just this. But the key lies. Why can't I move forward? Because of that. Because of the child. That's why. That's where the answer lies. So I hope, Lena, that's interesting. It's a big one, that, isn't it? It's a heavy one. I hope that's helpful. I don't know whether anybody else has got an experience of this, but it is a big deal. It really is. Okay, so this is for Sharon. Sharon is new here. Sharon, I've seen you. I've seen you before. Sweetie, I know that hat. I said that last time. I love your hat. All good. Let's take a card for Sharon. Okay. Let's take a card for Sharon. So let's take a guidance card for Sharon. What should Sharon be putting her attention on next? What are her next steps? What's she going to do next that's going to be positive and is going to move her forward in a really good way? Oh. Queen of Swords. I love this Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is very tough love, Sharon. So what you should put your attention on next is being very strategic in your life. So the Queen of Swords is quite an unsympathetic character. Now, lots of people will tell you she's a bit of a bitch. She's not really, though. She's just got her head on straight and she knows what she wants. And she's not prepared to let emotion or sentiment sway her. Now, that's really important, Sharon. She's not prepared to let emotion or sentiment sway her. She needs to know what it is she wants. She needs to be very firm with herself. And because it's with what's in her. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be horrible to yourself. It isn't that, but it does need to be a little bit of tough love going on here. All right? So it's a very down-to-earth card. It's a very, business. Come on, girl. Right? If she was your best friend, if she was the best friend that tells you straight, she'd be giving it to you straight right now. She'd be saying, Sharon, sort it out. That's it. That's what she'd say. Sharon, sort it out. Stop messing around. Stop being emotional. Stop thinking about how you feel. Just get it done. All right? That's important. That will lead you to a happier outcome. Because even though it doesn't look like a happy card, it's a little bit tough, right? Ultimately, it is the way to a happier outcome. All right? So you just got to adopt her. You've got to step into her and deal with whatever needs dealing with appropriately. Good. Ooh. Great. All right. Oh, no, Cabernet hasn't asked either. I wouldn't mind if Janice wants Tarot to ask a question for me. Oh, let's do that. Let's play the What Question Should We Ask game. We haven't done that this week, have we? What question does Tarot think we should ask for Cabernet? Thank you, Carolee. Fascinating answer for Lena. It was interesting, wasn't it? It was an interesting card that came up. All right. So, what is what's Karene's question? What do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a card and I'm going to get all of you tarot bods on there, of which there are many, and some of you are pretty experienced as well. I'm going to get you to drop the question that we should ask for Karene in the chat. Let's see, and then I'm going to choose the most, I think, what is the most appropriate one. Or maybe we'll get Karene to choose it. No, we'll get Karene to choose it. That'll be better. Right, okay. This is the question for Karene. All right, we've got the King of Swords. This is the question. I know, sorry, Karene. What's the question? Come on, guys. Come on, tarot readers out there. We've got Tracy. We've got John. We've got, I think we've got Love. Hello, Claire. Anyone who reads tarot, what is the question this card is inviting us to ask? What do we think? Decision needs to be taken now. Yep. That's fair. Anyone else? Anyone else want to jump in? Play the question game? What do we think? What do you think, John? What do you think, Tracy? What do we think? Let's just give it a minute. No? Okay. We're going to go with Maren then. But that's cool. Because that's pretty thing, isn't it? All right. So, Karene. All right. So, what decision needs to be taken now? So, the King of Swords needs to make a judgment. It's a judgment, isn't it? He needs to decide on something for sure. So what does he need to decide on? I think that's the thing. What does he need to decide on? Well done, Marine. I just mashed up both your names together. That was really weird. Okay. Maren. Claire, I'll get to you right next in the list. So what... Okay. What decision needs to be taken now? How interesting. Well, a little bit, John. We were asking you to join in with the Let's Choose the Question game, but never mind. We can do that. We'll do that for you. So this is for Karene. We were choosing a question for Karene, and the card that we chose, which was the question, was the King of Swords. And Maren's said, what decision needs to be taken? So what decision needs to be taken is judgment. Karene. So this is looking at consequences, isn't it? I mean, it's sort of judgment about a judgment, really, and it's looking at what you think the consequences of what's playing out at the moment, evidentially, because obviously it's the King of Swords, isn't it? What choices do you have, and how are you going to make those choices? What are the consequences going to be of those choices? And I think that's quite interesting. Karene knows this well. Judgment is not my favoritist card in the whole world. Not that we should ever play favourites, because we shouldn't, because we love them all equally like our children. There's just always one that's a right pain in the ass, and that's judgment. So judgment in this case is if this was your, what you need to be looking at as far as your, the question you need to be asking is what choices do you have? We need to do what's fair, don't we? You're weighing up what's fair. You're weighing up what's right. And I think it's a big card, justice, isn't it? Because it's weighing up what you think is fair and right against another choice. And that other choice is maybe what would make me happy. It'll be an opposite in some way. So what we think is fair and right maybe wouldn't make me happy. And I need to decide between the two of them. I need to decide what's right. What's right for them is not necessarily right for me. And I have to weigh the two up. And it's not easy. But I have to make a judgment. And I have to make the judgment with the King of Swords. I have to make the judgment based on evidence, not emotion. Because when we're looking at what's fair, we're going on how we feel. Do I feel that's fair? Do I feel it's fair? And so for you, Karen A, I think this is asking you to look at whatever choices you need to make around doing the right thing and what's fair and all of that stuff and what's right for me. And I think you need to look at it very evidentially and make your decisions like a doctor, not how I feel. It's asking you to make the decisions like a doctor or a judge. This is my diagnosis of the situation. The judge doesn't make his decision based on how he feels. He goes, okay, I'm going to lay out the facts as they stand, and this is my decree, if you like. So it's quite a big deal, Karen A, isn't it? Quite a big deal. How do you feel about that? You hate me. There's a can of worms you never asked us to open, did you? Oh dear, poor Karen A. Every time Karen A pokes her head above the parapet, the cards go, ha ha, gotcha. And then they stick the boot in, don't they, darling? But with love. They do it with love. Oh, thank you. All right. So, and now we've got Claire. Let's just come back up the list a little bit. This is Claire. May I have a card? What areas of my life should I be focusing on right now? Okay, good. Let's do this. Okay. This is for Claire. What area of Claire's life should she be focusing on right now? Gosh, this has come up a lot tonight, hasn't it? The flipping 9 of Wands. Okay. So, Claire, this is a bit of a, it's another process card, really, isn't it? Because what this card tells you is that you are in a situation. And when we're in something, there isn't a lot we can do about that because we're in it. And we can't just step out of it. So whatever the situation is that you are in, you're going to need to be pretty resilient right now. And sort of just really, again, we said before, look after your energy. Because this is tired. There is an exhaustion with this card, and a sort of wariness about it and a defensiveness. So it's really going, oh God, okay, that was a tough few rounds. And then it sort of goes, okay, well, now as I'm looking ahead, it doesn't look like it's getting any easier. And it probably isn't going to get easier. It has to play out, right? So what we have when we're in that one's trajectory, once we get past that 7 and we're in the 8, and that is now escalating, it has to play through. So we can, at this point, choose to foresee the 10. What do I mean by that? So we're in the 9. The 9 isn't 10 yet. When we get to the 10, we're done. We're exhausted. We're properly exhausted. We're burnt out. We're in fire energy. We're burnt out, right? So when we're in the 9, we can look ahead and we can go, do you know what? This is looking like really hard work. What do we do when we get to the 10? We need new inspiration. So maybe it's time to start thinking about your solutions, new inspiration. And those solutions need to be quite creative. So you need to put your attention on a creative way through, right? A way through that makes you feel good, that lights you up a bit, that gives you a bit of a vision. Because the trouble is with the 9 and the 10, we lose our view of why we're doing it. We lose our view of where we're going. We can't see where we're going. We're so busy doing it. We're in it. So what you could put your attention on is A, managing your energy so that you don't get to the point of complete exhaustion, and also start firing up that inspiration and start thinking of imaginative ways in which you can move beyond whatever this current situation is. Okay? It's not too early. The 9 is not too early to do that. We want to prevent ourselves going to the 10. We don't want to wait till we get there and then try and pick ourselves up from that point. Good. I hope that resonates a bit. Okay, good stuff. I have Emma here, who's asked a question. Let's see. Emma wants, okay, advice. Whoops. On my spiritual path. Good. Thank you, Claire. I'm glad that was helpful, and I'm glad it makes sense. Okay, so this is for Emma. Emma wants advice on her spiritual path. I don't think Emma's on the call, but I think she's going to watch later. Okay. All right, so Emma wants advice on her spiritual path. Ah, interesting. So we've got the Hanged Man, Emma, and the Hanged Man tells you that you're going to need some patience, okay, and acceptance. So, sometimes when we feel like we're on some sort of spiritual journey, it sort of feels like there's nothing happening. And that can be really frustrating. Over the years, I have experienced the crickets. And the crickets are when you've had a thing happen, and then there is a protracted period of absolute nothing. And then the next thing happens after that when it's good and ready and the time is right. So what this is telling you to do is exactly that, to allow things to be exactly as they are, to allow things to just sit, to sacrifice that you want from your spiritual path. Sacrifice it, let it go. Because in doing that, as we know, the Hanged Man tells us, there will be new perspectives that need to come in, and that's going to be really important. Those new perspectives can only come when the time is right. So right now, meditate would be very good advice for this card. Meditate, allow whatever it is that's happening. Don't struggle at all. Even if you don't like the scenario that you're in, even if you don't like what's happening on your spiritual path right now, right? Allow it, make space for it. Give it a room to live in. It's okay. It's a right to be there. And in doing that, things will change. You'll get a different view. And that will take you to the next bit. All right? Good. Interesting. Very good. Yes. So, Maren. So yes, it does exactly, and in fact, that's exactly what the reading just said. She has to make space for what is now, because that's not hers to change right now. Whatever it is she doesn't like about the situation, she must accept it. She absolutely must. She must just allow everything to be exactly as it is. So yes, you're quite right, Maren. That's exactly what it means. We need to just make space for whatever is and allow it to be, because in allowing it to be, things then move to the next level, or we see them differently, or we get a new perspective, or whatever it is that needs to happen will happen because we've stopped fighting it. Okay, very good. Good stuff. Okay, all right. Right, well, I've got let me see. I've got Miriam going to bring things down to earth. So how to spell it? Oh, no, it's an A. Miriam. So Miriam. Let me see. My crush. Never noticed me. It is a fascinating card, Maren, and there's quite a lot in there, I think, which is really good when you really unpack it and you really unpack what it's for. It's there's a lot in there. So yes, you're quite right. It is a fascinating card. Here we go. This is for Miriam. Will my crush ever notice me? So enough of all this spiritual talk. Let's bring things down to earth a bit. Let's see if we can help Miriam. So let's have a look. So again, we've got a yes/no question. So let's just change the wording a bit, shall we? And let's say, what should Miriam prepare for from the person that she has the crush on? That should give us the information we need, I think. What should she prepare for? Oh, well, I think the answer may well be yes, Miriam. It's a cautious yes because it's an ace. So it's not making any promises. But it is saying that there is a glimmer of awareness there, because the Ace of Wands is a desire to act, and it's like almost like a moment of inspiration. If this is what you should prepare for from them, I would be cautious with this, because what this card is not, Miriam, is romantic. You've used the word crush, which is a romantic card. It's a romantic word, isn't it? Crush. I have a crush. I'm in love. I have this daydream about this person. It's a sweet term, my crush, right? So I have unrequited love for this person. And what you can expect in return from there, if they notice you, is the Ace of Wands, which is primal urge. So I think you need to understand that what drives this isn't love, it's lust and passion in this instance, in this context. Okay, this is the desire to act, and it's passion-led, it's fire-led. It isn't emotion or romance-led, right? So you know what? Yes, I think they probably might notice you, but tread carefully. Watch your heart. Okay, very important. Be canny about that, and make sure that you're both on the same page with what you're actually looking for. All right? I hope that helps. Okay, right. Well, it's 8:30, guys, and I'm probably going to call it a day. I hope that's been okay. I hope everybody's happy with their readings. Please do like and subscribe. John has schooled me well. If you're new on the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel, because then you'll get the heads up when we're going live. Could you put yes, John, I was going to do that, wasn't I? Of course I will. Of course I will before we go. Okay, so we're going to do this. So what we did, John, was we pulled a question, and then we threw it open to the house, and we asked the house what the question was. And then if we get more than one answer, John, you can choose the answer, and that will be your question. Fun game. All right. It's all right. Don't worry. No problem. Hope it wasn't a terrible emergency, and I hope you dealt with it in a good way. All right, so this is the card that we're going to use as John's question. So what question does this card ask us, guys? Oh, well, how interesting. Okay, come on, Hive Mind. What is John's question? Be brave now, jump in. It's the Empress. What question does the Empress ask? I'm going to just sit here for a couple of seconds while we wait. What do we think? Where should John put his creativity? Yeah? Yeah? In what way could John be more creative? Sure, we could do that. Anyone else? We need a little selection for John to choose from. That works as well. What else? Let's see. What is a place of emotional growth or love for John? Okay, that's true. That's good too. Like that. That's a good thing. Anyone else? What area of my life needs attention and care? Okay, well, that's fine. So, John, you can choose. Which question would you like us to answer? You asked a friend. So, what do you think, John? We've got, where should you put your creativity? What is the place of emotional growth or love? And what area of your life needs attention and care? What do you think, John? Which question would you like me to ask? Maren? Okay, cool. Let's do that then. And that sounds very similar to your ask a friend question as well, doesn't it? They're on the same page. They all work. All of those questions worked. Okay. So what is the place of emotional growth and love for John? Right. The Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. So I'm gonna say actually, John, I get, yeah, no, that is normally that normally is the big stick they hit you with. I get that, but I'm not going to go with that this time. I'm going to take a different route. I'm going to say, you see, the Queen of Cups, yes, she is the Queen of Intuition. And yes, of course, your intuition is a really solid tool for you to bring into play. But I don't think that's talking about this. I think this is you talking about how you really feel. And you know what? A lot of the time we skate over that, don't we? Because it was the Empress, you see, that was the source of the question, wasn't it? The Empress. The Empress does not normally inform on intuition. She's what feels good, isn't she? Right? Emotional growth and love. So she's what feels good. So the question is, what feels good? It's not an intuitive question. It's a feeling question. It's an actual feeling question. In the real world, in our physical body, in how we actually feel. And so it's asking you, John, how do you really feel? What would really make you feel good? And so I think it's telling you that perhaps you're not really drilling down onto that in an emotional way, right? So when we often, when we go into a thing or when we think about something, like for instance, when we think about something in the past, right, we just go, oh yeah, there was that relationship was defined by that. And then somebody said, really though? But how were you really feeling at the time? Really? And you go, oh, how do I really feel? And suddenly something comes up that you hadn't kind of thought of. It's a little bit of awareness. How do I really feel? The truth of it. What is the truth of how I really feel? What would make me feel good? What would make me happy? Because the Queen is the process to supporting your process to the Ten of Cups, isn't she? That's what her job is. Her job is to give you that self-awareness, give you that information to allow you to be the king, to allow you to make that Ten of Cups sustainable. You can't get to the Ten of Cups until you've done the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is self-knowledge. She understands how she feels. She is in touch with absolutely all of her feelings. There you go, John. That was a bit of a can of worms, so it wasn't intuition. The clue was in the question. I think so. I think so. And I yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing, John. I love the way you've put this. This is really interesting. So this is John saying this with love for you, and all respect, but this is a very bloke response, right? And I love you for it. So what happened there was I said to you, how do you really feel, John? How do you really feel? And you said, so I need to engage in some introspection and self-care and focus on my own emotional needs. And it's awfully logical. It's like, yes, okay, I understand my job now. I'm going to do that. That's fine. Thank you, Janice. So John, I think we need to be a little bit softer with how we approach it, right? Because yes, introspection, but in a kind of like pink and fluffy way. So yes, so that's. I mean, I'm making fun. This is not meant to be any mocking at all. I'm just having a laugh with you here, but nevertheless, it is asking for a softness in there. It's a softness, isn't it? It's the Queen of Cups. Yeah, a softness. Good. Lovely. All right. Sue Miller. I'm going to presume that's good news, Sue. All right, go on then. One more. Will I get the goof news? Sue, I want you to get goof news because goof news is the best news because it makes you smile. Okay. Good news. It's good news, Sue, isn't it? I get that. All right. Let's have a look. Okay, so how we're going to ask this, because I don't do yes/no questions on this call, Sue, because we never get clear answers with yes/no questions. Tara doesn't like them. So what we have to do is reword a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to state what you want. It's all right, sweetie, I know. Sue wants the good news she's been waiting for. What does she need to know? Okay. It's not a direct yes, honestly. It's saying that there is evidence there that perhaps needs to be considered. And I wonder if the clue is in the waited so long. I'm not sure that I can give you the yes you want, Sue. Okay? The King of Swords is not an emotional card. It's not an inherently yay happy card. It's just a look at the evidence and make your judgment on that card. So I think probably, certainly at the moment, the answer is no. I don't think you're going to get that news right now. Honestly, I can't find it in that card to give you. I'm afraid. I would if I could. Never mind. Yeah, it's a tricky one. All All right, guys. So I'm going to love you and leave you there. Thank you all for joining the live. It's been lovely to see you all. Well, I haven't seen you, but lovely to see your names. And I wish I could see you. It'll be such fun to be able to see everybody. But anyway, lovely to see you all. I'll be back next Tuesday. As always, do come, do bring your questions. And if I can find somebody else to join me, I will. I did invite my friend Ray. He hasn't replied. I think he's probably hiding behind his duvet going, oh, don't ask me. Never mind. Anyway, thank you, Karen A. Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody that was here. Lovely to see you. If you're new, please do subscribe to the channel. Please do, because then you get a notification when the live is coming up. Also, I do other readings as well. Travel videos. Don't know whether any of you have seen the video from Lübeck this last week. It's what an amazing, beautiful fairy tale place. Again, another beautiful German town that we visited. So we show you all around Lübeck, and we have a lovely time tour guiding you around that. So I'm going to go. I will say goodbye, and I will see you next week. Look out for the video next Sunday. There will be a tarot video next Sunday on the channel. It is oh gosh, I can't remember what it's about. I've made it already. Well, I'll be surprised along with everybody else. Anyway, it's a tarot video next Sunday, so look out for that. All right, guys. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.